How to run your game. In the editor, you have three options to run your game: simulate, play the game, or export and run. When you press the simulate button, the editor will simulate the world and you can watch what's happening. You can even continue to edit the world. However, not all edits will have an immediate effect on the simulated result. For example, if you add obstacles, the AI may not take them into consideration until you stop and restart the simulation. In this mode, you do not actually play the game. All input is still handled by the editor, and you continue to watch the simulation from the editor camera. To properly play the game, use one of the other two modes. If you press Play the game, a dedicated window pops up. Now keyboard and mouse input is fully handled by the game code. However, by default, all you will get is a free-fly camera with which you can observe the simulation. To play as a certain character inside the level, you have to tell the engine which prefab to spawn as your player object. To do so, create a game object somewhere, for example by pointing there and pressing Ctrl-Shift-X. Then attach a player start point component and select a prefab that can represent the player. When you now play the game again, the engine will spawn the player prefab at the player start position. It is this prefab's responsibility to handle input and control the main camera. However, often you want to test a level from a different start location. You could move the player start point around to achieve this, but you can also just right-click anywhere and select Play from here. Finally, there's the option to export and run your game outside the editor. In this case, a separate application is launched with a given command line. By default, the Easy Player application is used, which should give you the same behavior as Play the Game mode. However, you can also specify a custom game application that you want to run. The main reason to launch the game externally is to test that the behavior is the same as in the editor and to play it with maximum performance. Additionally, sometimes you may want to debug an issue using the Visual Studio C++ debugger. In this case, it is easiest to launch Easy Player from Visual Studio using the command line that is shown here.